Hello and welcome to Sermon Shorts, where we try to give you spirituality in 3 minutes or less. This week we're looking at week 2 of our journey program called Shift, which is chronicling the life of Jacob. Now at this point in the story, Jacob's life is getting complicated. We find that he has just stolen the blessing that was intended for Esau, and with the help of his mother, and now Esau is, shall we say, none too pleased. In fact, he wants to kill his younger brother, Jacob. So Rebekah steps in and says, Jacob, you need to get out of here. Why don't you go to Haran, go find yourself a wife, and this is going to allow Esau time to cool down. Really was great advice, you know. How many times have we had a raw emotion like Esau just go bonkers over something, even if it was rightly so, and we know we just need to cool down. It's giving us a chance to form a new habit, a new way of looking at things, and great advice then, great advice now. Always you want to cool down if you can. In the meantime, Jacob runs off to Haran and sleeps in the desert and uses a rock for a pillow. There's this famous imagery here of Jacob's ladder. I think I'd rather call it Jacob's staircase. I think that's more accurate. And what we see is that God is at the top and angels are going up and down this staircase. Now, what's interesting about it is that Jacob doesn't realize God's with him. But before he goes to sleep, he says to God, look, if you take care of me, if you look after me on this trip, I'll be your servant. So God shows this image that I am with you. And now, because of what Jacob's representing, this low-level truth, this beginning stage, God's not real close because, frankly, Jacob can't handle it. You know, he's one of those people who looks at these Bible-thumping do-gooders and goody-two-shoes and just, he can't tolerate too much goodness. He can't tolerate too much wisdom. He's still rough around the edges. It's a starting place in our life. But what he can see is that God is with him, and he's using angels in succession that are progressively, shall we say, closer and farther away from him to reach God. And God can do the same thing with us. Even though we're not perfect, even though we make mistakes, even though we have faults, he's saying, look, there's a staircase for each one of you. Every one of us has this connection of God, and it's through this staircase, and some of our staircases might be longer, some of them might be shorter, but nevertheless, God is with you no matter where you are. Even though things look bad, Jacob's got to look at the perspective on things and say, hey, God is still with me. And God's still with you too. So no matter what, just remember, there's always good people around you. God's angels are with you. He's trying to lift you up and love you as much as you allow him to love you. So that's this week's message. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Thanks.